You know, Lucasfilm, you could have at least, in the flashback scenes, Hayden Christensen, CGI the wrinkles under the forehead if we're looking at young Anakin. What? That's all I'm saying. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Theta J. Back like I left something, and I'm glad you're here. Yes, I'm glad you're here. And this is starting to be the Kenobi Trash series, and I'm going to tell you why real soon. I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to totally bomb it all the way through because it was some cool factor in there, but at the same time, cool factor do not change the fact that this story is bad and everything is all over the place, and it has already been a proven fact that the writer of this show keeps contradicting themselves. We're gonna get into that, but before we do, I need you to do me a huge big favor. This is what you can do, and it's totally free. From the beginning of this video all the way to the end, make sure to watch all of it all the way through, because what that does is tell the YouTube algorithm, hey, a lot of people is engaged with this, and it helps my channel out, and it helps you out, because I'm not like these shield companies and YouTube channels. I am only here to give you the truth and bring the pain, and I know how y'all feel, Theta J, or you're biased against the show. Kenobi, Obi Wan Kenobi, is my favorite Jedi of all time. And to witness this show right here, it pains me deeply. Before we get in that though, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell. Because when you hit that notification bell, this is what it does. It makes me feel oh so good and oh so swell. It makes me feel squirmy inside, So, make sure, hey, get ready. This is the spoilers of Kenobi episode 5, and this is the thing about this show, man. It's been bad all the way up to this point, and yes, we had some cool lightsaber battles. I got to give it that. We had a cool lightsaber flashback battle of Obi Wan and Anakin, but that in itself felt like a summary of the big fight that happened in Revenge of the Sith. Anakin pretty much had used the same moves that he did, so it wasn't that much choreography. What's the word? Choreograph. That was in this lightsaber fight. It wasn't much to it. And then we had a fight between Darth Vader and Reva, and that was pretty cool too. But I've seen a lot of people saying that makes Vader look so OP because Vader is doing all these moves, and then when you get to the original trilogy, he's moving all sluggish. It's no explanation for that. I could actually understand the fight in episode 3 where Vader was fighting Obi-Wan. He was moving the sluggish way like he did in New Hope. Now, I gave them that even though that episode was absolute garbage and they made Obi-Wan look like a peon. But I'm going to give you guys the synopsis of this show of episode 4. And I'm going to break down what I like and definitely what I dislike. But in episode 4, we had them escaping Vader. We had escaping Reva. But at the same time, Reva had a tracking device on the ship. So they knew exactly where Obi-Wan, Taylor, and Princess Leia, where they was going. They went back to that planet where all the Jedi was hanging out and all these people who want to rebel against the Empire where they was hanging out. I don't give a freak about the name of the planet because it doesn't matter. Let's just say it's the cousin planet of Tatooine. So they figure out, hey, the Empire is coming. They know we coming. Vader wants Obi-Wan. That's all that he's concerned about. And Reva, they land on the planet, and pretty much that's when the big battle and the defense go into. Now, I'm looking at the battle when Reva land on the planet with the stormtroopers. It looks good, but to me, the cinematography is just, it was too sleek in my opinion. I really like how Jon Favreau is filming Mandalorian, because Mandalorian has this is the best way I can describe it. It has a gritty New Hope feel, but it has a new age, new modern type of filming to it. It's almost like Jon Favreau wanted this to look, Mandalorian to look absolutely good, but he wanted to still keep that retro feel. And this right here just felt too new. It felt too new. So they battle it out, and then all of a sudden they realize, hey, we need to open the hatch so we can escape. So of course, the savior, the real savior of the show, Princess Leia, they vote that she need to go in the air duct. And I'm just gonna say this. I know this is a little kid, and it's not her fault with the writing, but this is the thing here, man. She's just so annoying. She's very annoying, and it just doesn't make sense that she's in this show. I've told you guys time after time after time after time. It doesn't make sense because in A New Hope, the way that she was speaking to Kenobi, she was speaking like she never saw him before. She was speaking to him only based off of the story she heard from her father about Obi-Wan. Not that she knew him. And they just don't understand it. But this episode here, they tried to retcon a lot of the mistakes. It's almost like they knew that the backlash was coming from the hardcore fans, and they tried to fix and patch up things, but they still failed miserably. Let's continue. So it comes to a point that Obi-Wan and Reva, they're talking to each other. They inside, one inside, the wall is splitting them in half, and they can't really touch each other, but they can hear each other talking. And Obi-Wan, he realizes that Reva, it was a youngling. Now, of course, everybody saw this freaking coming. Even when we watched the trailer, that Reva was going to end up being a good character. Now, it's so predictable at this point. But Obi-Wan figured out she was a youngling, and she wanted revenge on Anakin for slaughtering her only family, which was the Jedi in the temple, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand. You're going to go undercover this long, have this much patience this long, and then you want to fight Obi-Wan at this very moment, at this climatic moment. That's when you want to fight him. That doesn't make sense. If anything, watch how fast I can make this up. Make Reva all the way evil all the way through the show. Just make her evil all the way through the show. But you don't have guts like that, Lucasfilm, because the thing about you want to have every woman in this show be the heroic one, while all the men are the guys who fail, go to the dark side. They're just miserable scum people. But the girls will always have a heroic arc when it doesn't make sense. So Reva, Darth Vader, he ends up going on the planet, and Reva, she thinks this is her time to go at it with Vader. Now, I will say this, Darth Vader definitely wiped the floor with her, but it was kind of cool seeing that fight. But the reason behind the lightsaber fights is what makes the George Lucas fights better. This is the thing about it. The lightsaber fights have meaning. Don't put them in there just for a cool factor. Just like Obi-Wan and Anakin when they kept showing flashbacks. This didn't have no weight to it. It didn't have a meaning to it. That's what I really love about George Lucas. When they pull out that lightsaber, it's a meaning to it. Not just a cool factor. It's a story behind it. And this right here was just so dumb to me. It was stupid. It didn't make sense to have Vader doing all these tricks and stuff that he ain't doing New Hope against Obi-Wan in the New Hope. That's what people are not understanding. All this cool factor stuff doesn't matter, because when we see A New Hope, they're moving sluggishly up in there because they're old, man. The time is wrapping up. But we get to the scene where Vader wipes the floor with Reva, and this is one of the dumbest things I've seen so far in this show. Darth Vader reaches out his hand towards the escaping ship because Obi-Wan and the others, Reva, she gave them time to all escape from the planet. So the ship is going up in the air, and Darth Vader holds the ship up and bring it back down and rips the ship in half. But they had that was the decoy ship Yeah, you heard this right. That's the decoy ship, and the real ship went in the air. How did they know that was the freaking... How did they know Vader was going to do that, and so they can get on another ship and leave? So, at the end of this episode, they have the Grand Inquisitor come back, and the Grand Inquisitor, of course he was going to come back because they didn't want to make it look like they was breaking canon. So, the Grand Inquisitor, he's back. Reva, she's looking at this thing right here where Bail Organa is talking, and Bail Organa is pretty much warning them that, hey, Vader could be headed towards Tatooine. He's headed towards Tatooine, and they showed Luke sleeping in the bed, and I thought that was absolutely trash because you have already ruined the fact with Luke and Leia that they already know what's going on, but when you get a New Hope, I guess they got Jedi mind wiped. And now all of a sudden they don't know what's going on. This episode had cool factors in it, but this episode was absolutely trash in my opinion. Everything else was trash because if the story is trash, that cool factor stuff don't matter. Get back at your boy Fatal J. You let me know what you think. If Fatal J absolutely wrong and this was a dope episode, or Fatal J is absolutely right and this show was a big letdown. Get back at your boy Fatal J. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell. Because when you hit that notification bell, it makes your boy Fatal J feel oh so good and oh so swell. And I'm out of here. Ninja Banish.